you think this coffee mug is useful when it is useful? Okay.
So
So the coffee mug is useful when it is empty, right? If it is not empty coffee mug, you can't pour anything and you can't use the coffee mug for anything, right? The purpose of the coffee mug is to be empty first so that you can pour whatever you want and drink coffee or drink water or whatever it is. So until you empty your mind, you won't get whatever I'm speaking, and it'll go all over the place because you're already filled with your water. Okay. So let me give you a very quick context. The story I want to share is two stories right now. One, so I was reading this book called Be Water, My Friend, which is a book written by Bruce Lee's daughter, and the learnings are tremendous. So I can't put all the learning just in next 5-7 minutes, but I'll break it down maybe 2-3 parts. Today I'll cover few stories and to give you the right context. What does this be water means, and how did even this concept arise in Bruce Lee's mind? It is quite interesting. Okay, please listen very carefully. When the word Bruce Lee comes, what comes to your mind? The first thing comes to your mind: fights, right? And the Godfather type fight, which is you can't even compare anyone who is there in right now. So that person who lives, breathes, and is so passionate about Kung Fu, in the early stage of his time, he started Kung Fu at age of around 13, and coach and mentor of Bruce Lee was Yip Man. Yip Man was another legendary fighter, and he had a philosophical mind with a teachable and coachable mind, as well as he was very, very skillful in his art. Okay. And Bruce Lee was super young, very excited, very passionate, who talks, lives, breathes about Kung Fu and the martial arts. So one day while he was practicing, he went to Yip Man, and Yip Man was trying to teach him how to relax and calm his mind. Imagine you are in a tough fight and you want to take a responsive decision out of some opponent's reactions or opponent's moves. Your body has to instinctively react or respond very fast so that the opponent won't even know what kind of moves you are going to move it. So the philosophy was very simple. Yip Man was trying to help Bruce Lee to keep your mind relaxed and calm first, to forget about himself and follow your opponent's movements instead. So this sentence was very powerful to Bruce Lee, and essentially he was trying to get him. In fact, Bruce Lee was trying to practice this learnings by remembering or by learning all of the skills what he have learned and applying in that particular moment when the coach was teaching him, and obsessively calculating in movement. Achha, if the opponent is putting me right punch, I'll maybe put left. All this calculation was happening in his mind, and he was not calm and relaxed. And Yip Man, the coach, tried a lot to teach him. He could not, and finally he stopped that young Bruce Lee and told him, "Don't practice this week. Go home and think whatever I've said." And the moment Bruce Lee was told by his coach like this, he was not happy at all. He felt, why did he stop? But "don't practice this week" was very strong sentence for Bruce Lee, because he lives martial arts. He loves to fight. It was sounding him like, hey, don't breathe for next day. And that was so torturous to his mind. One day he realized, okay, let me just go somewhere, travel out, and then see what I can do. And it was, I think, South China Sea there, and he went onto a boat, just rowed the boat and was observing the nature, and he was seeing, and suddenly he saw some bird coming here and there, and he was trying to recollect whatever his coach had said, that to relax and calm his mind and follow opponent's movements. There's a sentence he was remembering. What does it mean? What does it mean? I'm not able to even follow. I can't even connect what my coach is saying. I think this is utter shit. I can't even connect. And he was struggling to connect the context. And suddenly he was so frustrated, and suddenly something, eureka moment, struck to him. He felt that in spite of hitting longer period of time, more period of time to the water is still calm. Water is not reacting or doing nothing. Instead, I am feeling the pain, and the more the force I'm hitting to the water, the more pain I'm feeling. In spite, it looks like soft, water looks very soft, but the depth and the power is tremendous. That was one revelation he found. He could relate his coach's sentence the way water behaved in naturality. The second revelation he found while he got this feeling, I think that a lot of birds were flying. He saw bird's shadow was falling into the water, and as the bird flew, the shadow also just took the shape and then flew back away. That was the next eureka moment for him. What he realized is, while the bird flew, the shadow fell into the water. The shadow took the shape of the water, did not do anything, and just went on with the flow, and it got vanished. And these were the two things he realized. To be like a water, what are the few points which you can incorporate in your life and see where you can relate and apply it right away. So there are 4 to 5 points. The first point to be a water-like is to have no limitation. There's a beautiful quote in the book. It had written that using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation. And to give an example, imagine when the rain comes, if you have any kind of leaks in your house, eventually water will find a way to come inside your house. It will go here and there, will go all through the cracks, and it will come to your home. You won't even know whether the drop of water is coming directly perpendicular or it is coming either way. So that is first way. There is no limitations. Anything comes to your life, there has to be a way. So no way is the way. Thinking that there is a way, restricting your mind that is the only way, is the wrong way. being flexible enough, acha, this doesn't work, taking other course, that doesn't work, taking this course, until you reach your destination. And that is where the water philosophy comes. Second, being aware of it. This is so powerful. I'll just put up one quote, and this will be really, it will serve the purpose of this 2 words. You can't choose a response if you can't even see that there are choices to be made. I repeat, you can't choose a response if you can't even see that there are choices to be made. Third point is be pliable. Pliable means flexible. When a man is alive, then his body is soft. When a man is alive, the body is soft. Everything is soft, alive. But when he's dead, he becomes rigid. You see any cold, dead body, it will be so rigid. So the context is, if your mind is alive, you'll be flexible enough to figure out. If your mind is dead, you'll become rigid, and you'll accept whatever limitation as it is, and you won't sway through your life struggles. So fourth one, have appropriate tension. This I think is most favorite of mine, is the on-guard position. If you've ever seen Bruce Lee, his position is so flexible and so spontaneous, is that he is always ready. He will be always ready. Still he's flexible and still he's casual, but he's always ready. The on-guard position says that, are you prepared yourself? Are you doing enough to improve yourself? If you're here being with us, are you putting your effort to become better? Are you putting effort to become a better communicator? Are you putting effort to improve your skills? Are you putting your effort every single day to fight the battle of your life and move ahead, so that this becomes subconsciously a habit to you, to have on guard and be always ready? Another simple example, if you're preparing for job change, are you ready? If tomorrow interview comes, are you ready for that? If not, then you're not in on-guard position because you're not prepared yet. Which means you have to prepare yourself in a daily basis so that you're always prepared for anything comes, and that becomes a subconscious habit. And it is not a daily overnight thing. It comes out of years of consistent practice, but that feeling is powerful. The second last one is be purposeful, because only if you're purposeful, you can be yourself and you can self-actualize. Self-actualize means, if you have a purpose in your life, you know that your state of personality cannot fulfill the state of role you are playing. The role could be a husband, the role could be a friend, the role could be as an engineer, the role could be any profession. Whatever the role needs to be, are you that person or not? Are you living that role on a daily basis or not? If not, you already know that I'm not living that role, and it's a time for you to again start focusing on your self-growth. And the last point is be whole. This comes from a principle of yin yang. This yin yang principle is taken away from Yip Man. Yip Man was coach of Bruce Lee, which says very simple that, to give you a perfect analogy, if you've seen the Matrix movie, Neo was the positive Mr. Anderson was negative. Being whole is that positive and negative will live together. They are not separate entities. Darkness and lightness is together. Without dark, there is no light. Without dark, you won't even realize what is light. And without light, we won't even relate what is dark. It is all whole together. So without I'm being sad, I don't know what is happiness. So everything is clubbed. If it is not clubbed, it is not whole. So you can be yourself, you can be whole and be aware of the way you respond and react and make the best out of it. So these are the 6 principles around how you can implement in your life to become like a water. And I'll cover more of it in maybe upcoming growth session. But yeah, loved the learnings which I've learned from the book, and I hope you did as well. Thank you so much.